So it's going to look something like this. If you take a piece of paper, you want to get a piece of paper, and you want to write down all of them. So you want to have something like this. So this is actually right. So if you got the amplifier, this is it. This was the one I was showing you, X46 to X35. That one all the way on the end, that was it. So if you want, take a picture of this, freeze this, and it will give you everything. So that X46 is this one right here at the end, and it's going to that one, which is X33. Now's the time I usually tell you, you want to work with one hand. You want to make sure these have been discharged. So when you get a chance, you want to get your multi-ohm, your voltmeter, multi-ohm meter, and you want to test these to make sure they don't have a charge. They are not charged up, because they can kill you, and they will kill you if you're not careful. Okay, so you got that idea. So the next thing is you want to label these the same way I have these labeled. You want to have those labeled. You notice you have these here, and they are just in this red one here and this brown one here. So you got a brown one, you have a white one, and you have this black one here, and I believe that's it. Yeah. And so what it is they're just prongs. They come straight out, but I forgot which one. I think it's this one, or it's one of these two that it won't pull straight up. You have to take the plastic off, move it up. You can get a little screwdriver, move it up, and it's a pin on the inside. You push down on it, and you'll be able to pull it up. Because if you just try to pull these up, they won't come up. Some are in there really tight. I believe these are I can't remember if these are the same type. They pull out, but I believe some of them you have to go inside this plastic with either a little screwdriver or something, and you're going to push in like that. It's a little left. You'll see it. You push in and it'll come right out. These are in here really tight. White, the red, white, well this is brown, looks red. They're in there very tight, and they're near the capacitors. So you're just trying to pull it out, bad business. You're going to have to get something. You might have to pull that plastic up and then try to pry it out. Be careful. Like I said, you want to make sure these have been discharged, because these are no joke. These are a little bigger, but they all are deadly. Those blue things, those are capacitors, if I'm not mistaken. Very dangerous. When you're working, you want to make sure you have shoes on, which I don't have, which I'm about to put on. You want to make sure you only use one hand. You also want to make sure that you are careful not to touch anything that you don't know, and make sure you do not have wet hands. So let me take my own advice and put on some shoes. Because you don't want to work on this stuff barefooted. You want to have some insulation in case somebody wastes some water. If you got kids, make sure they are not anywhere around. I prefer that you will work on this when no one is in the house but you, or maybe a partner. And another good safety tip, have somebody in the house with you and let them know what you're doing so they can check on you to make sure you haven't did anything. So this is the other schematic. This is for those plugs I just showed you. You got a brown one, a white one, and I believe it was a red one, I'm not sure. But the brown one is from X37, and that's where the plug goes. The plug is, you got the plug, and it's going to X37 if I'm not mistaken. You got a white plug, it's going to X31. You got another plug, it's X61 to X3. I don't think I wrote down the color in that one. I think that must be the red one. Because that's no, it's actually a black one. So it might be the black one, I'm not sure. But you want to make sure with these two, they're the same color. They're both yellow. Make sure you put a mark on one and locate. Remember what the location is. So you have all three of these. You're going to be taking these out. Make sure you mark each one in the colors. These are the two black colors, red and black. And this is actually going to be two oranges and a black in the middle, and these two are yellow. I have marked those already. Let's see if I have my paper, which is right here. So this is the color scheme there from what I just showed you. We got your yellow. This is the one I put the little marks on. Yellow here. And those are those plugs, just like speaker when you plug your speakers up. Then you have this one in the middle, which is orange, black, orange, red, black, and the two gray. I'll show you this again on the thing, which is right here. That's all what I just showed you. The two yellows, the orange, black, orange, red, and black. These two I believe are gray. So now, after this point, I'm not going to take all these out because I did it before, but the first thing you want to mess with is this side here. You would unplug this like that, put it to the side. Well, I'm just going to put it right here. And then you would get your screwdriver, which I can't find right now, this one. And you would take it, and it had 3 screws, but I did this earlier. So you would unscrew this one here, right there. You unscrew this one, and what you would do is, let me just do it since I got it already. A good trick is to take your screwdriver. I got a magnet here because I got the 2x12, and rub it against here, magnetize it. This way you won't lose your screw. So take the screw out. It's almost out. Keep up with my screw. I'll put it right here. My screw is there. It's 3 screws, but I took it out before and I do not know where the 3rd screw went. I've got it magnetized, the screwdriver, so when I unscrew it, the screw will just stick to the screwdriver because of its magnet. It's been magnetized. Set it down, and with this, you just want to lift, because this piece right here, I don't know how you get that out, and I didn't really want to take any chances. So I would just take this up. At first I thought this was the capacitor that I needed to, this was the part I need to fix. That'd been too easy, but it isn't. That's the one, so that's not it. That's something else. So I just take this. I try to grab the plastic part, so I just grab it here, and you're just going to flip this over here. That has a capacitor on it too, but I don't know how strong it is, but I don't take any chances. You see all the IC chips on the back of here, but no need to bother them. Those are not any problem. That's IC1, IC3, IC2, and IC4. Interesting. Alright, you just put that aside, and at this point you need to know where the screws are at, because you want to take this board. Now this, don't even try, just leave that where it is. That's just fine. Then you want to check these to make sure these don't have a charge. You can do that with a voltometer, and you have to look that up on YouTube to find out where. So the next thing you want to do is it's a screw here. Take that one off. Then it's a screw, you can't see it. I'm going to move this over so you can. It's a screw right down there. You can't see it because my... Then it's one there. Yeah, they're dangerously close. Then it's one here. Then it's another one right there you want to get to. Then it's one right here, if you see it there. Then there's another one there. There's one there, and there's one there. So that's a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe 8 screws. I could be right. It's either 8 or 9 screws. Might be 10. So those are the ones you want to take out. And what that does is that frees this. This is one long board. Now this is what you want. You're trying to get to these two right here. This is the component you want. Let me come from it this way. Right there is the component you want. That's the one. I've already put it on there. So I get in a little closer, not too close, because I ain't trying to zap myself. I don't know. I haven't checked anything. But that's what you want right there. Those are the two. This is the 7815, right where my thing is, right there. And you don't really get a good picture. Maybe I'll That's where you want to get. And it's just it's two little black things, and it has a hole right there. And if you could do it from right, if you can get in there and put the heat sink on, then go ahead. But I had trouble with it. Try to do it there. So you have to take this whole board off, and what you do with this whole board is you would pick it up. It doesn't come up high, but it comes up enough because it's limited by this. But you can pick it up enough, and you can set it on the edge here. What I did was put a piece of cardboard on this edge, and when I lifted it up, I put it on the cardboard so I can have an access to it and made it easier. And you want to put the heat sink on it, and that's it. That'll do it. You put the heat sink on it, and the heat sink comes with a screw, and you can't really see the heat sink, but you do that, and then you just go in reverse order. Be very careful, and then you put everything back, and that's it. Again, the part you're looking for, the piece is right. It's that one. You really can't see it, but that's where it's at. That one right there. That's the one, because there's two of them. They look identical. I already have the heat sink on it. I had to modify the heat sink a little bit. What I actually did was took some pliers and broke off a little piece of the fins so it would fit. You don't want the heat sink touching the capacitor or anything else. I just put it right on there, and that was it. It was the heat sink, and it has a little paper thing, a little plastic thing. I put the plastic thing between the heat sink and that, and you'll be able to figure out, you know, how it goes. I've got the fins facing this way. The fins are facing that way. I don't know if you can see it, but it's down there, right there. The fins are facing that way. I got the screw coming in this way too. Or if I want to point, the screw is coming that way. Yeah, that way. So that's it. Again, be careful. Got the capacitors. You want to test them, and that is it. And you put everything back together. And the only other thing you need to be concerned about is when you're doing the chassis, there are screws that are different sizes. So these four go underneath. These two go on the side. And no, sorry, these two go on the side. These four go underneath the amp when you put it back, and these two go on the side. And that's it. You put everything back, and you're good to go. All right. Leave questions or comments. Hopefully I can get back to you. Peace.